Hey guys, this is Andres Smirnov with the Fast Lane Truck and
Kent with MrTruck.com.
thanks for coming over today because this is a
bet.
special episode. This is called Fast Lane Truck episode number 1. And we're going to be doing more of these shows where we recap events or look into the future. How about that?
I like that.
And how about this time we recap the 2016 State Fair of Texas?
That was awesome. I like the State Fair of Texas. You know, it's like the biggest state fair out there. 3 million people come there in a little over 3 weeks. It's a big deal.
Well, you and I were there. We were also promoting our new book, Truck
Yes.
Nuts, but we can talk about that later. There were a lot new truck introductions at the State Fair.
Yes, there were. It's always a big deal. That's where it's like the Chicago and the Detroit Auto Show. This is the truck show.
But this is all about trucks.
All about trucks.
And how about we count down top 5 trucks revealed at the State Fair?
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Number 5 on the list is the Ram 1500 Lone Star Silver Edition. Do you understand this?
Do I understand it? Yeah, I kind of follow along here. Well, you know, Texas is the #1 truck state. So the manufacturers go down and do whatever they can to sell more trucks.
Yep.
So they cater to the Texans, which is fine. So they all come out with a Texan edition. Whether or not it's a whole lot or a little, it's hard to tell. Some of them look like they got a cool value to them, and some of them I think are a couple stars. But anyway, that's what I do. I just wish they had like a Colorado edition.
Yeah, that'd
we
be
sell a lot
awesome.
of trucks too. We were not nothing like Texas, but I mean,
Yeah, Rocky Mountain region is big actually on trucks.
it is, and I would just like to see a Colorado edition, whatever, a mountain instead of a star or a mountain.
But the Ram 1500 Lone Star Silver Edition, so they've had a Lone Star Edition, and then they introduced
Right.
the silver model on top of it. And what manufacturers were telling us at the State Fair is that people in Texas love chrome.
Yeah.
So all these trucks have lots of chrome grills, chrome side steps, wheels, big wheels, 20-inch rims.
Chrome stars, the Lone
Yep.
Star State. They
Yep.
like stars.
And the Lone Star Silver Edition has actually the star itself has the flag in it. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
flag colors of Texas.
yeah, it looked cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty cool.
It's in the grill too, right?
In the grill, on the
I
tailgate.
liked it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Texas welcome to our very own Texas Titan. So this special edition Texas Titan package is available in Crew Cab SV and SL grades and in half-ton and XD configurations. It has unique Texas features including a custom grille insert and finish, metallic embossed kick plates, unique floor mats with Texas Titan branding, 20-inch alloy wheels with unique finish, and Texas Titan badging.
Number 4 on the list is the Nissan Texas Titan. And also they unveiled their new warranty on the truck. It's 5 years and 100,000 miles.
Right.
Limited warranty.
I think on all their trucks, not just the
Yeah,
diesels.
yeah,
So
including the
that's-
vans even.
Yeah, see, that's
the
a pretty
commercial
good,
vans.
That's a pretty good warranty.
Yeah, it's no other manufacturer in the half-ton segment, right?
Right.
Or in the gassers.
Right,
do
exactly.
that.
That's more of a diesel kind of warranty. Yeah.
This is the Texas edition of the Titan. Now let's see what a Texas truck edition has to have. And I'm betting it's one thing, it's a star. And sure enough, there it is, there's a star. But of course, everything's bigger in Texas, so there's gotta be more stars. So let's walk around this truck and see how many Texas stars they put on it. Sure enough, look, there's another star. But you know what? 2 stars isn't enough. I mean, this is Texas. You're proud of the state. You're proud of your truck, and you want to show it off. So besides the star, you need really 2 things. You need chrome, you need the star, and of course, you need the state. And there it is. And we've been walking around all day here at the fair, and Ram introduced a special silver edition, which seems to be chrome on top of the Texas Star. And of course, Ford introduced the F-150 with the Dallas Cowboy edition, which of course features, well, more Dallas stars.
Now, number 3. Are you ready for this?
Yes. Lay it on me.
Number 3, the Ford F-150 Dallas Cowboys edition.
Yes. Now, how come they don't
So-
have a Denver Broncos edition?
I know, what about that?
Well, it's a regional area.
Don't
so
we
you know.
support you enough, Ford?
So
Colorado is, you know, they sell. You guys sell a lot of trucks in
yeah,
Colorado.
we really want
Anyway,
a Colorado edition.
It's a limited edition. There's like 400 of them
Right.
being sold only in Texas.
Yeah, it's mostly the Dallas regional kind
Yeah,
of
Dallas
thing, so that's
regional
where we're at.
area. And actually, they're going out the door. I just called one of the dealerships in Dallas. They said they sold one. They have another one on the lot, and they're selling that one as well.
Oh, sure, sure. It's well,
But-
the Ford had the most stars, didn't it?
Yes, it did. There's a star on every door,
Cool.
right? This truck actually does not have floor mats. And I think the floor mats may be hiding more stars, but let me show you in the back. Every wheel has a star. And there is a star on the tailgate. See? But that's not all. Check this out. There's a star in the bed liner.
Oh, wow.
You see that? So one on each door, one on the tailgate, that's 3. One on each wheel, that's 4, that's 7, and one more in the bed. So that's 8 stars on the F-150 Dallas Cowboys edition. And I think the floor mats might have more stars. So I think I'm victorious. F-150 has the most Texas stars. How about we move on to number 2? And this is big news, actually.
Oh, this is, yeah, I'm excited about this.
Chevy heavy duty brand new Duramax for 2017.
Yeah.
The LP5. Actually, no, L5P.
One of those. They've teased us with this truck for 3 years or so.
We saw them in the
Every
mountains
year,
testing.
Yeah, when are we going to have it? You know, we got to where we just about gave up on it. And now they bring it out and it's a 17. So I guess it's first quarter next year. But
Yeah.
this, just the hood scoop alone looks so cool. But you know, they upped the torque is now 910 pound-feet of torque. The horsepower is 455. So now they're right up there with Ram and Ford.
Yeah.
Which I was glad to see because they were kind of lagging behind before. And what's kind of mysterious is that they haven't really changed their towing numbers yet. I predict they will at some point in the next year.
Right.
Because right now they're still the same towing numbers they were, even though now they have all this power. And General Motors is famous for doing that, where they give you more power than they tell you they're going to do, and that way you always feel better about it. That's kind of one of their things. They're in the marketing too, like everybody else is. But that truck, the hood scoop is usable. It's not a shaker hood, but the air goes through the hood, makes a U-turn, goes through.
Functional.
Yeah, it goes through a big pocket there, and it goes into low pressure, and then it shoots down in through the fender to the intake. And it also has a little nipple there on the farm tractor.
What, like for draining?
Yeah, we used to use that. That was for our dust drain on a farm tractor. This is for water. So if you get splashed by semis or whatever you're doing, or all the rain you might have down in Houston, the water will go back out of that before it goes into the engine.
All right, first of all, just let me have you say your name.
Ray Anderson.
And Ray, what do you do for Chevy?
I'm one of their instructors today at this Texas Legend event at Texas Motor Speedway, where we're testing the Chevy Duramax 2500 heavy duties. We're going to do a 0 to 60 acceleration drill here.
Okay.
Yep.
Are we ready? Just straight down?
Yes, go.
All right. There's 50, 55, 60. Whoa, look at that.
7.51.
7.51.
We're going to make a right turn here, decreasing radius, and just take your time and feel the dynamics of the vehicle on the road course.
Now Chevy has set up 2 courses for us to drive this truck, and it's very much a closed course. Well, we're inside of a speedway. So there's a little bit of a road course here where we can do a little acceleration test. And coming up right now, they're giving us a trailer to tow, 10,000 pounds around the speedway. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
So let's go over quickly about the spec. So this is the 6.6 liter Duramax, and it's the same displacement as before.
As 2001,
So,
yeah, they've been that way all the time.
But 90% of parts are different. 90%. That's what GM Chevrolet said.
Yeah.
90% new part numbers. So it's not like the same engine and they upgraded the software on it.
Right, it's not just the software.
So I mean, they went through so many parts. You know, the crankshaft's both strengthened. The pistons, you know,
are different.
they moved the turbo, like you said. They did a lot of work, and what they said their goal was to maintain confidence when towing, right?
Yeah.
When you're working your truck heavily, when it's really hot, you want to maintain performance in all sorts of environments, right?
Now this time we're in the dually,
Yes.
and we've got the big boy. How much are we towing?
10,000 pounds.
So we got 10,000 pounds, and we've got, look at that, we've got a big Tex trailer, Andre.
Yep, and you've got me here.
And I've got 3 people in the vehicle. So
But this should be no piece of cake, right?
can we go as fast as we want?
105 miles
No?
an hour.
No?
No.
No? Okay. Is that why you're in here? So we don't, yeah? All right.
So once we get the cones, once we get stopped, whenever you're ready, we're going to do a full throttle. So you'll stay full throttle. You actually feel it spin the tires a little bit. Just stay full throttle all the way to the next set of cones, which would be right at about 60 miles an hour. Once we get to that set of cones, go ahead and lift out of it and just let it coast on around the corner. We're going to let it coast down to about 40 miles per hour till we get to the next set, and I'll start coaching you from then. All right, so whenever you're ready, full throttle.
Andre, are you ready?
Yes, I've got my stopwatch.
I'm going to tell you when we hit 60, okay?
Okay.
So we just did the non-towing truck, which was a 2500, and that was right just a little bit over 7 seconds at sea level. So how much slower do you think this will be with 10,000 pounds?
I'm gonna say twice slower, so about 14.
I'm gonna go with 12, Andre. I think this
Okay.
new engine's got the cojones to do it. All right, are we
All right.
ready?
Ready? Tell me when.
Now. This is very unscientific, and it does pull torque a little bit in first gear.
And then it just goes.
And it just goes. We're at 45. Here comes 50.
Keep going, keep going.
I'm floored, man.
All the way
and
to the cone.
boom, right there.
All right, go ahead and roll out of it. Just roll out of it, no brakes. Just roll out of it. And we're going to stay below that solid white line as you go around the corner.
What do we got, dude?
16.24.
What'd you think about, I mean, it was a very short period of time behind the wheel, right?
Exactly. We did pull trailers with it. We got accelerated around the track, and then we did this at 60 to 0, 0 to 60. And it was fun, but you really can't evaluate till we get
Not in
home.
a few minutes.
We find some mountains and we
Right.
got it. But it was it's so unless we just drove the old one first and then do the new one,
Right.
we could evaluate it. Right now we're just kind of I don't know what's more or not.
Well,
It
what I noticed
probably
was
is.
the noise, actually.
Yeah.
It was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Under full throttle, it was fairly quiet for a diesel. And going about 65 or 70 miles an hour, it was also fairly quiet.
Oh sure.
And we had dualies towing trailers, 10,000 pounds, and accelerating around the track. But what I was, my takeaways were, they have the most horsepower in the heavy duty segment now,
Yeah.
445 horsepower. The torque is not class leading, 910.
Oh, it's between Ram and Ford.
Right, so they split the
Between-
difference, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's going to be more torque wars going on here. I think Ram is going to come in and top that.
I would expect that.
etc., etc.
Yeah.
But and they said they're not moving their towing numbers and hauling numbers too much higher.
At
Do you
all,
think it's
yeah.
because of the chassis or something?
I don't know because they didn't really say they changed anything on the frame. They didn't change anything on the brakes. There's a few things that would be nice to change. So maybe that's next year. I don't know. But in that competitive market, I don't even understand why you wouldn't want to tow as much as your competitor. But they said that they kept giving all these charts on
Yes.
that. And like
They said people don't tow over 20,000
Right,
pounds.
and it's got the power because I always thought they had the best mid-range power where your passing gears are. I always thought they beat everybody in that range. Ford was always faster off the line, and Ram, is a big locomotive that goes up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right; they come up with all these stats like they always do, saying that we're right because these are stats. And that's true. I mean, we towed 30,000 pounds,
Yep.
and there's a lot of people who haul for a living in the
Haul
hot
cars,
shots.
yeah, haul-
The hot shots in Houston, everywhere else, and they tow 30,000 pounds. But they're saying, and that's probably true. I do believe that because most people may tow 10,000 pounds, 15. I mean, I used to tow 20,000 all the time. A lot of people never get into that range, so their numbers are believable. It's just that in this competitive market, why would you not want to be up with your competitors?
yeah, or even topping them.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it'll come, but that's how it is. This is the impression they're giving us, and I understand it. And yeah, your market probably isn't always asking for it. And if they're going to come out with a 5500 that they're making with International in 18, whenever that
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
that's very soon. Maybe that's where they're going to try to get everybody to go to that truck
And get
for the
bigger towing
one.
numbers. Yeah.
If you're going to tow the 30,000 pounds, so I know they have a plan. They just haven't told us the whole plan.
How about we move on to number 1? Now, this was exciting, right? The Ram press conference was the first one of the day.
Yeah,
Right? So we
yeah.
show up, there's a stage and 2 veiled trucks, right?
Right.
And we knew one of them was the Lone Star Silver Edition because the press announcement went out
Yeah,
on the internet.
right.
But we're like, what is the other truck? Right?
And the wind kept blowing
And
up,
then the
so you
wind
see
came
the
up.
corner, see the corner.
And then we saw the wheels, and the wheel came up. So it was the Ram Rebel TRX concept truck.
Oh, and it was gorgeous too.
What do you think?
Well, it's so cool. I mean, it's nice to have a competition for the Raptor, but that thing was wider. If you notice it, clearance lights and all those other things,
Yeah.
that means it's almost as wide as a dually or in
Yeah,
that range.
yeah.
Like the Raptor, you have to have special lighting. But man, the exhaust came out the side. They
Yeah,
had 2
dual
duals
sides.
in the back. You had tires. You had the jack in there. You had the same kind of handle that the which car has that?
The steering wheel out of a Viper,
Yes.
basically, with paddle shifters. And
Right.
the interior was done up with 6-point harness.
Oh yeah, and framing on the back. I thought they were like
Yeah.
prayer nail things, but they're some kind of harness thing. But you had all that, and you had like the Raptor, it has a little red dot there, so when you're in the air, you know when your steering wheel's straight. I mean, it was such a cool looking, and
But-
the grill. I really don't like that grill off the Rebel.
Yeah.
People do. I mean, it's also similar to one that's on the
new
Power
Power,
Wagon.
yep.
But when they put the red accents on, I liked it. I mean, that's all.
And
it
they
took
had
to
also
make it.
Ram Air, a
Yeah.
little bit on
Oh,
top of
yeah,
that.
the hood you did had a
Yeah.
functional air into the supercharger.
Yes.
6.2 supercharger.
So we asked them, "Oh, is this the Hellcat engine?" They're like, "No, we're not calling it Hellcat. It's 575 horsepower." And we're like, "Okay, that's a lot of power
Yeah,
still."
and had 3 vents in the hood, get rid of the heat.
We were tasked with designing a truck that was fully functional, and it was something, frankly, we've really never done before. We took a Ram, turned all the knobs up to 11 on its off-road capability, go fast, widened the track 6 inches. We've got 37-inch Toyos, 13.5 inches wide. Suspension's got 13 inches of clean travel on it. It was a whirlwind project, but it turned out awesome.
Obviously,
what they did.
one of the signature features of the truck are kind of the side pipes that come out,
Yep.
Where did that
the
come
side
from?
dump
Yeah.
exhaust. We just thought it was cool. These trucks always have some sort of a sill protection. You want to protect the bottom of the truck from stone blast, and so we always think about that. We thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to really telegraph the power of the truck by just integrating a side dump exhaust in it? And man, as you guys heard earlier, it just sounds incredible. It's awesome. Cool.
I like the integrated 6-point seat belt that you put not only in the front but in the back as well.
Yeah, that was Ryan Nagodi
did
and also Everard worked on that. They sketched that up, and it's cool. It kind of reminds me of because this is a crew cab configurated truck. It's almost like a roller coaster. You've got a few seats everywhere. Everybody gets to enjoy the ride. So.
And I got to ask, obviously, did you benchmark the Raptor at all? Was that something that was kind of up on the wall when you were doing this?
We really weren't thinking about the competition really in that way. We really just were we were trying to think about what the ultimate off-road Ram would be. Functional toggle switches for various operations in the truck. We have a terrain selector knob which changes the four-wheel drive setting on the truck depending on what terrain you're driving across. So it's part of the go fast nature of the truck. So
you got snow, you got sand,
you got desert.
Yeah.
Yep, you've got rock crawling at the very last here. So.
Notice paddle shifters.
Yeah, paddle shifters. Absolutely, we've got a race-inspired steering wheel. We have rear locker on this truck, just for that extra bit of traction when you're in the loose stuff.
Will you build this? Will you go out and compete with the guys across the street?
Well, I don't know if we can even say 100 horsepower is more as competing, but it actually is. It's neat with 575 horsepower and all the suspension geometry to really back up, 100 mile per hour off-road super truck. It's something that we're going to really pay attention to what our customers say and what you guys say, and we'll take it from there.
So you were saying we have a functional
Ram air intake.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean,
I would think, obviously, this is. I know you guys don't want to use the word, but I'll use the word, right? It's basically the same liter as a Hellcat engine. It's supercharged.
Yep, same, yep.
Yeah. But obviously set up for a truck.
Well, it's calibrated totally differently, so it makes different numbers. It's mated to a different transmission.
That can't be street legal.
You know, no matter what you start out your day with, you fire that bad boy up and you smile, no matter what's going on with your day. So it's a great addition to the Ram brand.
How about a quick bonus
Okay.
from the Texas State Fair of Texas?
Yes.
Ford was there. They had the new Raptor, the 2017, which is supposed to go on sale actually in November of this year.
Yeah, it was a super cab.
Maybe, yeah, the Super Cab. It's supposed to go on sale around Thanksgiving, maybe, so you can get a nice gift for yourself. But they announced the horsepower. Actually, they confirmed
Yes.
the numbers at 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. But they also announced the fuel economy numbers. Do you care?
Yeah, I do, because it was a
It was a little bit of a hog.
yeah. Well, it's that much power and that kind of
Our
tires.
2014 Raptor that we have as a shop truck, we averaged about 14 mpgs. You know, not towing, but like running around
Sure.
the mountains, doing errands, that sort of stuff. But the older Raptor was rated at 13 combined. The new one is rated at 16 combined.
Yeah, that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, thanks for joining this first episode of the Fast Lane Truck. Thanks for being here and talking
certainly.
about the fair.
Got donuts, so I'm okay.
And also,
Don't fall down.
let's show the book.
Oh yes, we have a book.
So, Truck Nuts, Fast Lane Truck's Guide to Pickup Trucks. We had this book in Texas. A lot of people actually liked it.
Oh yeah,
And so it's on sale if you go to trucknutsbook.com.
.com.
All
It's
the links are
easiest.
there.
Yeah, it's all the different book places, whether it's Amazon or Barnes & Noble or The Independent or even Mango, our publisher.
Yep.
But I think there's so many things in there. If you get a chance to look at the table of contents, it will show you what we're talking about with how to match your truck to your trailer. Should you buy new or used? Should you buy a diesel or a gas? Everybody should have one.
It's on Kindle too, so you can actually read it on your computer
Right.
and your iPad and your phone.
Christmas is coming.
Thanks, guys.
See you later.